My channel is dedicated to chess beauty and chess improvement. And now I'm going to show you how you can do both at Lichess. At first, when I started doing checkmate puzzles at Lichess, I was just doing that for pure fun. How often do you get to give checkmate to anyone? Like literally, how many checkmates in your entire life, in your entire chess career you've done? Usually people don't allow them. So I went to Lichess puzzles, puzzle themes. Here we are. And now I scroll down and I would scroll down checkmate. 1.9 million, almost 2 million checkmates that happened or should have happened in Lichess games. So I would click on this and just enjoy doing checkmates. Enjoy, and I've already did all the difficult ones. And yeah, I lost a lot of rating recently, so this 2800 is underrated. In later videos, I would show you why it happened and what you and I should do in order to fix that. So these puzzles are literally white to move and deliver checkmate. That's a great example. I love this one. So it's queen c8, knight c8, bishop c6, king d8, rook f8. Queen c8, queen sack, give a check, and back rank mate. I was doing puzzles like hundreds and hundreds just for fun. Just for fun, it's fun. Just sack the queen, give a checkmate. But then when I did all the difficult ones. I finished doing all the, let's say, 2800 plus checkmates. What they all have in common is that you have to be ready to sacrifice material. I didn't expect for literally the first puzzle to be of that category. But yes, sack the queen and give checkmate. The most difficult puzzles I have solved would include a sacrifice and a quiet move. That was a top notch. In one of the puzzles, you sack the queen and then you play a quiet move and then you deliver checkmate. There's inevitable checkmate. Okay, so where's the mate here? Where's the mate here? I really want to deliver like queen h4, queen h7, rook h5 mate, but I don't see it yet. I think it's takes, knight f5, king g8. And then the queen comes closer. No, I still don't see a mate. Give me a minute. Give me a minute, please. Maybe I give a check first. Bishop h7. Take on g7, king g7, and then queen f6. Yes, that's the mate. Check, check, and queen f6. Checkmate. By the way, these are only moves that lead to a checkmate. Only once. In the last move, there could be several checkmates. So I would do checkmate puzzles like this. Let's do one more. I'm going to select plus 600. Right, so let's see. So it should give me the hardest puzzle there is at Lichess. Let's see, what do we have here? Well, since I already solved all of them, it's queen a1, b3, and queen a4 check. Beautiful. It was only 2300 rated puzzle. So I was doing puzzles like these, but I want to caution you. It's tempting to do like 20, 50, 100 in a row. It's a little bit addictive, so be careful. At one point, if I do a long series of puzzles, I tend to relax. So for example, in this puzzle, I could have missed that the a4 square is covered. So I would do like 10 or 20 puzzles in one go and say, okay, this is good. I like it. Okay, this one I like. You first go e6, pawn takes, and then the king cannot escape. You go e6, and then you take on g6. Just bunch of checkmates. I enjoy doing them. I didn't see, honestly, any usefulness. I was just having fun. Having fun is also important. If you're only doing the boring chess study, you will get sick of the game that we all love. I don't want that for you, and I don't want that for me. And then I'm going to show you over the board game that happened with me in 2023. I was playing against future grandmaster Girel in France, and this is the position we had. I had 5 minutes on my clock. Actually, a move ago, I had 5 minutes. And in couple of minutes, 1-2 minutes, I spotted the winning idea. The position is crazy. It's difficult. It's like, what is going on here? So knight g5 is the logical move here. Knight g5, king moves to f2, king moves to e2. So knight g5, king e2, bishop g4, king runs away. You calculate these kind of variations. I gave this position to my students, and they were not successful. And I, without the puzzles, wouldn't be successful during the game. It took me less than a minute or two to find the winning move. It's a quiet, surprising move. Check this out. The only winning move for black in this position was a quiet move, queen g3. Sorry, knight g3. Rook f1, checkmate is coming. I'm sure all of you, or most of you, have seen this checkmate. If king is on f2, you have seen this pattern. Pawn defends the knight. There needs to be one more pawn so the king cannot escape, and that's a checkmate. Or the king could be on h2 and rook is on h1. Maybe it has a name. If this checkmate has a name, please write it below the video and educate me, because in this topic I have very little knowledge. So knight g3, quiet move, and there is no defense against rook f1, and that is it. My opponent played queen a6, and I just took his queen, and now this rook is hanging, and then a discovered attack is coming. The game ended after rook h1, bishop g4, king g4, and I even managed to save the knight and then win the queen, win the rook, and win the game. But I remember this vividly. Here I took on g4, sacrifice. It was obvious to me that I need to sacrifice to get access to the king. And here I thought for 3.5 minutes, half of this time I was just checking that I didn't miss anything. It took me a minute or less in stressful situation. Move 47, I was losing or bad the whole game. But in the final stage where the checkmate was at stake, I was like, wait, those checkmate puzzles helped me. I was ready, I was willing to give up an exchange, rook takes g4. And I was willing to play a quiet move. And I managed to win this classical game in a close tournament in France. And I was like, checkmate puzzles. I'm not very good, don't tell anyone. I'm not very good at kingside attack, at attacking the king. But apparently doing hundreds, if not more than 1,000 of checkmate puzzles for fun helped me see at least the final continuation. At least I can see that final painting, that final picture that helped me. But that was not it. This was 2023. Now the next game, it was a blitz game of mine, which was embarrassing. I'm going to show you with a quick moment. First moment. This was 3+2 blitz game. First moment. To give you an understanding of how I was calculating during that very blitz game. In this position, I decided to move the queen on to b6. Pause the video if you want to have fun. Please do. I encourage you. Pause the video. I should have said that before the previous position. Pause the video, white to move and win. It's super easy. Knight d7 fork. Knight d7 fork. I forgot about the fork. My opponent played knight f3, and if I recall correctly, I played rook d8 and immediately typed knight d7 was a fork. I was very happy that my opponent didn't see it, but I shouldn't have been super happy about it, because my opponent played knight c5 and I played queen c7. What's wrong with my last move? Pause the video and write the comment if you want. What did I miss? It's embarrassing. He just took my pawn on a4. So I blunder an exchange, I blunder a pawn. Clearly, this game or that day is not my day. Clearly, I'm calculating poorly, embarrassingly poorly, even for a blitz game. But I continued. I understood that I'm lost on the queen side. I need to launch an attack on the king side. So I launched an attack. I opened the H file. G5, you have to do crazy stuff to get some hope. Here, my opponent played knight here, queen a5, just rook h1, and I'm done. Rook h1, if I recall correctly, yeah, rook h1, just exchange rooks, and I'm losing. But my opponent went b4, I took on h3, rook a1, takes, gave a check, I moved the king and took my pawn on b7. I moved my knight to an outpost on c4, and e4 happened in the game, so my opponent tries to open the position. And here, in less than 15 seconds, in a blitz game, I found a winning continuation. This one is difficult. This one is really difficult. It took me, I played in 15 seconds, which means I saw it faster, and I was just making sure that I didn't overlook anything. So I would encourage you, visualize a checkmate net first. Pause the video, right? Black to move and win. Pause the video and visualize the checkmate net. The king is it's ready to go to f3, so it begins with g4. The checkmate net begins with g4, and then this rook comes to h1, this rook comes to h2, or the other way around. So g4, lock in the king. But clearly, what's going to attack? My pawn on g4, and I cannot defend this. Pause again if you haven't found it yet. So I would want to give a checkmate, but the pawn on g4 is hanging. And now Because I did hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of checkmate puzzles, something clicked in my mind. I played poorly. I played nonsense. But when the checkmate was in there, I was like, oh, I was ready to sacrifice material and do surprising moves. Check this out. Rook a to h1, threatening mate in 1. White has to go queen g4, and it looks like some of my students suggested knight d2. What's wrong with knight d2? Pause the video if you want and write in the comment your solution. Knight d2 is very reasonable. You're closing in and there seems to be no defense against rook h2. The problem is it's white to move, and white literally gives checkmate in 2 moves. Knight d6, if I go to f8, it's knight d7 checkmate. And if king goes to d8, it's of course queen d7. So it's not knight d2. Consider most forcing moves first. Knight e3 fork sacrifice. My opponent immediately resigned. Why is that? Because after f takes, rook 6 to h2 and rook f1 checkmate. Truth be told, I've never seen a checkmate like this. Never. I don't recall any puzzle, any game. Let's say weird checkmate. What kind of checkmate is this? Like there's walls next to the king and there's a cut here. I never seen this specific checkmate before. But my brain had hundreds and hundreds of examples of checkmates, and it managed somewhere in the subconscious part of my brain figure out that this would be a checkmate. And I found it in less than 15 seconds from here, g4. I was blundering pawn in exchange. I was playing poorly. When a checkmate, something clicked. Something clicked. And I purely dedicate that to doing, for fun, checkmate puzzles at Lee Chess. And finally, so this was 2024. And the next game was 2026, this very year. I was playing a closed tournament, and here, first moment. It's embarrassing. Another example of an embarrassing play, classical game. My opponent plays queen f3, I'm completely winning. I have 2 extra pawns. White is playing without a rook, bishop on a5 is dead. What's this? I played d5, my opponent took on f6. I was speechless. How can he GM with like 5 or 10 minutes on his clock? Missed, there's a pin. I was so angry at myself. Like any move, just defend the pawn, move the king, doesn't matter. I played d5, queen f6. I got angry and I started an attack. I played queen f4, he avoided exchanging queens. I went rook c1, I'm going for the king. g3, rook f1, king f1, queen e4. I was expecting king g1. King g1, and then maybe I take on b4, maybe I push a d pawn. My opponent, after some thought, he was low on time, on move 39, he blitzed out bishop c7, the moves that I completely overlooked. I completely overlooked bishop c7, trapping my rook. I cannot go to e8. None of the squares that rook has I can go to because I will be captured for free. He was forcing a draw because I do have queen h1, queen e4 perpetual, but he assumed that I have nothing more. Pause the video and find a checkmate idea. I'm pleased to say that it took me seconds in a stressful classical game, and when I'm angry and disappointed at myself, seconds to spot the checkmate net. It begins with bishop to b4. The moment the 7th rank is not controlled anymore, my bishop can leave. And the idea is, if bishop takes b8, I go queen h1, king e2, queen e1. That's why I needed the bishop. I didn't need the pawn. And wherever the king goes, queen e4, I can pre-move it. It's a checkmate. This is beautiful. It also has a name. I don't know what the name of this checkmate is. Please tell me. Queen e4 and king d3. I have 2 checkmates. I have queen d2 checkmate. I'm sure it also has a name. And also queen e4, same checkmate. This is what I saw in seconds. And here I'm not, I made a small mistake. I blitzed out almost immediately bishop e4. I should have paused. My opponent took on e5 and it took me another seconds. Pause the video if you want to solve it. Black to move and win. I played queen h1, king e2 and rook e8 and won the queen, and my opponent resigned. So what's the conclusion? The conclusion is solve checkmate puzzles for fun, especially difficult ones. It can help you in blitz and even classical chess to spot at least at the final stage of a combination. I'm blessed to have that in my game. So I thought I was just having fun, which is good in itself, but it turned out to be useful. But be careful. I wouldn't recommend more than 20 per day because that is too addictive. And that cannot be your only tactics training. It's like a day per week or so, or once in a few days. Enjoy giving checkmate. Have fun. Subscribe. I'll see you in my next video.